Welcome back. We were discussing in the last session about the role of analytics in supply chain, and we discussed that there are three types of different analytics. One is descriptive, another is predictive, and the next is prescriptive. So we discussed that in descriptive, whatever has happened, describing, collecting the data, presenting the data in a summary form, so that you can get some useful insights about the previous events, the past events. Then, following the same trend, you assume that something may happen in the future also. Same thing will carry to the future also. And what will happen? What will happen to predict about that? That is the predictive modeling. Since forecasting, as we have discussed in our earlier sessions also, is the basis of entire supply chain, and therefore in today's session we will see that how predictive modeling can be used for the forecasting in the supply chain. The forecasting plays very important role because there are different types of entities in the supply chain. We have vendors, then the manufacturers are there, then we have the wholesalers or distributors, then we have retailers. So in a general type of supply chain, we have all these different partners, the vendors, the manufacturers, the distributors and the retailers. Now earlier what was happening, that all of them, vendors, manufacturers, distributors and retailers, they were doing forecasting individually, and as a result of that individual forecasting, they all were having, because it is a prediction, and prediction may be very close to the actual things, and maybe because of your inability to predict properly, there may be large amount of forecasting errors. So to some extent the forecasting errors are okay, but if these forecasting errors start increasing, then problems start coming, because the forecasting errors can lead to two types of situations. These forecasting errors may lead to overstocking or understocking. When you are having understocking, where you are very careful, and it is in a nature of a person that I want to play without much risk, I want to play a very safe game, and in that type of situation, these are chances that I may understock, and if I understock, my service level may go down. The customers coming to me, I may not be able to fulfill their requirements many a times, because I will be out of stock. That is the understocking situation. And when customers come to me and repeatedly I am not able to fulfill their requirements, what will happen? They may not come to me in future, and they may go to some competitor. So that is a loss of business. In case of overstocking, when I am stocking more than the anticipated demand, so what will happen, that I may end up with some extra inventory at my level, maybe at retailer, maybe at distributor, maybe at manufacturer, maybe at vendor, but at all level there may be some extra inventory. And time and again we have discussed that extra inventory may kill, may take away the entire profit of your supply chain. So therefore that is also not desirable, that you create unnecessary inventory in your supply chain. So, both these errors, both these sides of the error, whether you have excess inventory or you have a situation of out of stock, both are undesirable and both will ultimately result into loss of business. Here customers may go to other supply chains, customers may go to other retailers. If repeatedly a customer comes to me at my shop and I am not able to fulfill the requirement of the customer, after 2 or 3 attempts customer will not come to me and that customer will go to some other competitor. So, I need to see whether I am not under stocking too much. So, we see that when we are under stocking, the customer satisfaction level may go down and when we lose a good customer to our competitor. When we are overstocking, then we are keeping more than the required inventory. And in this particular situation, another typical problem in a supply chain may emerge, and that we all know is the bullwhip effect. This is another important problem, and you will find large amount of literature is available to handle this bullwhip effect. Now, because all these people, they do not want to go for the situation of under stocking. So, what they want to do? They want to go for higher stocks. Now, everybody is going for overstocking, and therefore, as we move from the customer side, this retailer side, to this vendor side, the amount of excess inventory increases, and you can find this kind of increasing trend in stocking the inventory, and therefore, these are the excess inventory that we are keeping, and this excess inventory is another problem in my supply chain, because inventory is a non-value added thing and this inventory will take away my profits. So, I do not want this extra inventory also. So, therefore, we look for predictive modeling where we will see that how we can improve our forecasting in real time, and predictive modeling, as we have already discussed, that what will happen in the future. To predict more accurately that what will happen in the future, that is the predictive modeling. So, predictive analysis use historical data and various algorithms also to intelligently predict the outcomes of various what if type of scenario. If this happens, what will be the outcome? If this happens, what will be the outcome? So, if you remember your BTech classes of first year, second year level, we discussed this type of what if scenario in computer science subjects. So, that type of what if scenarios we develop in different types of algorithms, and the level of predictive analysis looks at all possible situations within the demand planning, cost, profits, inventory optimization, logistics and transportation, and wherever you have the source of data. This predictive analysis allows organization to better anticipate anomalies through their supply chain network and respond appropriately to the given past conditions. So, you understand the past condition on one side, and at the same time you try to anticipate, since it is all about future. So, anticipation is there, but anticipation avoiding all possible anomalies in the supply chain. And to name a few, just to give the example, that businesses are able to determine shipment, consolidate underutilized capacities, and rank various future looking scenarios. So, you can rank your different scenarios, whatever possibilities are there, you will rank them, that this is possibility 1, this is possibility 2, this is possibility 3, and with the help of that we will try to see that what best solution is possible. To make predictive analysis reliable, additional external data may be required. You see, more data about your historical events are available, better the predictive modeling will be. So, with this idea we will see that how predictive modeling can be used for making the supply chain planning more effective. Now, let us see how predictive modeling works. Now, predictive modelings are known results to develop a model that can use to predict values for different or new data. Modeling provides results in the form of predictions, that is the forecast, that represent a probability of the target variable based on estimated significance from a set of input variables. Our ability to get reliable input is one important guarantee for developing the reliable forecast for the purpose of predictive modeling. Then why we use predictive modeling in the supply chain? So, this slide gives us that idea that why are we using predictive modeling. Through predictive analytics we are able to get some results which we were doing earlier also, but because of development in the field of IT, in the field of computer science, and our ability to get data from different point sources with the help of internet, all these things are major enablers for using predictive analytics more efficiently and effectively nowadays in the supply chain environment. So, therefore, more and more organizations are turning to predictive analytics to increase their bottom line and the competitive advantage. And some of the reasons which I just told, that faster, cheaper computers are available, easy to use softwares are available, then growing volumes and types of data, more interest in using data to produce valuable insights, all these things, because it is the time of data. The whole business is about data, and therefore we see nowadays lot of new business models are coming with the help of business analytics only, and the role of business analytics therefore in supply chain also becomes very important. And obviously tougher economic conditions and a need for competitive differentiation, we are finding that competition is increasing day by day, and therefore we need something which can differentiate us from my competitors, and all these things are forcing me to use predictive modeling in my supply chain. Now, these are some of the areas where predictive modeling is used. Now, to detect fraud, to reduce risk, to improve the operations, and to optimize my marketing campaigns. These are some of the areas where you can find the use of predictive modeling. Detecting fraud and reducing risk, these are two important things in a global supply chain. In a global supply chain, you see that we have international supply chains, and there are possibility of risk related to exchange rate, there are possibility of risk related to international political situations also, then there are possible frauds also, where you have a situation that you are getting products from a less reliable vendor, and he may not supply you the right kind of quality which you have approved during the sample stage, or you supply a product to a downstream supply chain to a less known customer, and you have supplied and you are not receiving the payments. So, these are possible frauds and risk, and predictive modeling can help us in detecting the fraud, because where is the location of problem, That is one important thing which predictive modeling can help us. It can help us in reducing the risk of exchange rate, it can help us in reducing the risk of uncertainties. Lot of uncertainties are there in the supply chain. So, we have discussed them time and again. So, those type of risks can be reduced by using the predictive analytics. Then obviously, you have more accurate information about the future, and these accurate information will help us in improving the operations, and we can optimize according to demand, according to consolidation of our various unused facilities. You can optimize your marketing campaigns also. So, detecting fraud, as we just discussed, these are combining multiple analytic method which can improve pattern of detection and prevent criminal behavior. So, in international supply chains where you are dealing with those unknown customers and vendors, you are possibly have a situation of fraud, and with this predictive modeling you can detect with the help of multiple analytical methods that where is the possibility of fraud. Then risk, then we are using things like credit scores for assessing the buyer's likelihood of default for purchase, and these are some of the very good possible you can say tool of predictive analytics, where even for the individuals you have this credit scores, and our ability to repay the loan is checked on the basis of the credit risk credit scores. So, these are examples of the predictive analytics based on my historical information. These credit scores are given, and on the basis of that you know that this customer, this applicant is a genuine applicant, or what is the level of risk involved with the particular customer. So, that is also a very popular, many of us have experienced the use of this type of tool in our life. Then optimizing marketing campaigns, that is also a very interesting use of predictive analytics, where predictive analytics are used to determine customer response or purchases, as well as promote cross sell opportunities. That a customer who is looking for camera, so you can have the cross sell opportunity to sell the memory card to that person also. You can have the cross sell opportunity to sell the bag of the camera also. So, these type of things consolidate or optimize my marketing campaign. I need not to find, or I need not to start a new marketing campaign for selling the bags of the camera. I can optimize my lot of marketing efforts with proper integration of my sale opportunity. So, that is also very important, that and nowadays we know that if I am booking a hotel, I am in Roorkee and I am booking a hotel in Bangalore. So, it means when I am booking a hotel in Bangalore, I am going to Bangalore, and then those companies which are offering the travel booking systems, they can optimize their marketing campaign if they are into this predictive analytics, that if someone who is going to Bangalore from Delhi or from Roorkee, so he will also need to have some kind of travel requirement. So, they may start sending me the quotations, they will send me the offers available to travel from Delhi to Bangalore, and maybe Make My Trip, Yatra.com and all these types of travel agencies will be behind me. So, that is the optimization of marketing campaigns. Next is improving operations. Many companies use predictive models to forecast inventory and manage resources. For examples, airlines use predictive analytics to set ticket prices. Hotels try to predict the number of guests for any given night to maximize occupancy and increase revenue. You know that there is a seasonality in India about the travel during the festival period, during the period of summer and winter break for your children. And with the help of predictive modeling, airlines predict analytics to set ticket price during those festival offers so that they can maximize their revenue. Similarly, hotels, they know that on Christmas, on New Year Eve, or in a routine way, maybe on the weekends, they may have more number of guests in the hotel, and how to attract, and if it is a lean period when you know that not many guests are going to come, so accordingly you can reduce the prices to increase the occupancy and increase revenue. So you will have improved operations on the basis of this predictive analytics, where you can find better utilization of the resources of the organization for getting higher level of revenue. Now, what do you need to get started the predictive analytics in your organization? The first thing you need to get started using predictive analytics is a problem to solve. It is very simple, but it is simple to say. When we are using predictive analytics, it is important that I should be able to write the problem. I should be able to write the problem. The meaning of writing the problem is that when I am writing a problem on the board, when I am writing a problem on my diary, on computer, I get more perspectives, I get more insights about the problem. So clarity about the problem is the first important thing to start the predictive analytics. Without clarity, it is difficult to start the predictive analytics for your supply chain purpose. So what do you want to know about the future based on the past? What is the thing for which you want to link past for the future? That is one thing. Like you talk of independence. In 1947, India got independence, but at that point of time, predictive analytics will talk of what will be the future of India, but you cannot link that future of India with the past events, because past was ruled by the Britishers and the future was going to be a entirely new set of circumstances, which was, I think, at all was linked with the past, and therefore you should know that what do you want to know about the future based on the past. So at that time, if I want to know about the governance of the future based on the past, that was a wrong problem to solve. But now, since most of the things are stabilized with respect to our governance, so many things are possible that which we can determine on the basis of the past, that what will be the future. What do you want to understand and predict? You will also want to consider what will be done with the predictions. If I know these things, what managerial implications will be there? So all these things are some of the examples to clarify that what is the meaning of problem to solve. The next step is you will need data. Once you are clear about your problem, the next step is data. You need data for solving the problem. Now, data is to be found out from variety of sources. Data means from a lot of places. That may be your point of sales also, that may be the policies of government also, that may be the moves of your competitors also. So, there are large number of places from where you can get the data. So, like transactional systems, data collected by sensors, third party information, call center notes, web logs, etc. All these are the different places, different sources from where data has to be captured, and it is very important in our predictive analytics that we should have a good idea that from where the data can come, and we need to list down all possible sources of data. Earlier in our manual discussions, we were only limited to this transactional systems. The customers coming to my shop and I am giving a product to that customer. So, that is a kind of transaction we used to have. So, that was the only source of data earlier, but nowadays because it is possible to collect data from variety of sources, so we need data from all these different sources. You will need a data wrangler or someone with data management experience to help you cleanse and prepare for data for analysis purpose. Now, the data which comes, maybe it will have a variety of information, and all that information may not be required for the type of problem I am looking to solve. So, you need to do cleaning of the data. The unwanted data you need to remove from your total set of data, and that is the second important thing in this process of data and data preparation. After that, once you have data also, depending upon the type of data, you have to build a predictive model. That is the third important step in this process, that model building is the important part, and here comes the role of you can say cross functional people also, because those who are collecting data, they are the field persons, mostly marketing people. Those who understand the problem, they may be marketing or operational people, but those who are developing the model, they may be from the IT and computer science and the mathematical background also. So, they are a different set of people, those who develop the model, and nowadays we are using easy to use softwares which people can use easily, and you want some kind of ready made softwares for that purpose. And though I am talking of ready made type of softwares, but initially you still need someone who is a expert in the field of data analyst, and so that he or she can refine the model as per your, this is what we call as customize the model as per your requirement, and employ that model in the system of your organization. Then another important thing with respect to predictive modeling is that it is a team approach. As I just mentioned that someone is there who understands the problem, then there are another group of people who are expert of understanding that for this problem what are the different set of data from where data has to be captured, and then they also need to have some kind of exposure. If I say that you go to villages and collect data about their preferences for a particular product, now someone who has never gone to village, someone who has no connectivity with the villages will not be able to collect data from the villagers. So, we require people from that background also in our team who can help us to facilitate the data collection from the villagers. So, same thing is here, that it is a team approach and we require people from different background, so that they can help us in doing the right kind of data analysis. There is a very interesting story which we discussed during operation research classes, that there was a problem in one multi-story building, only one elevator was there, and it was taking lot of time for all the users of the elevator to wait, and they were giving complaints to the owner of the building that please install few more elevators so that our waiting time can reduce. So he thought that it's a queuing problem, and as a result he invited one OR team, operation research team, to study that how many elevators should be there in that building. In OR team also we follow this team approach, and under this team approach one psychologist was also there in that team, and he was also meeting with the people, he was also collecting the data, and when it came about solving the problem that how many elevators can optimize the problem of reducing the waiting time for the users. So he said, that psychologist said that there is no need of any extra elevator. I have a very simple solution of the problem, and the solution was that please install large full size mirrors in the waiting areas, and when passengers, users are waiting for elevators, they will see their full body, they will see their full dressings, and they will be busy in just making themselves more smart, and with that they will not feel that they are actually waiting, and this simple solution solve the entire problem, and rather it increase the satisfaction level of the users also. So the team approach is very important, that many a times you alone cannot solve the problem, and a different person in your team will give altogether a different perspective to the solution of the problem. So we need team approach, we need people from different backgrounds. So with this you can see that how predictive analytics are increasingly important to supply chain management, because it makes the process more accurate, reliable, and it reduces the cost of your supply chain activities, from raw material to suppliers to manufacturing to distribution to customers, and finally it is coming to consumers. And these are the various steps in the supply chain, from the procurement, inbound logistics, then you have manufacturing activity, then the finished good inventory is going to the customers. All are the steps we have discussed many a times. So at all these steps your predictive analytics will help us to predict what is going to happen in the different stages of the supply chain. So just to give you the example that how things can change. So using historical data we could determine that a part takes on average X days to arrive, and even calculate standard deviation to make some fairly sophisticated adjustments in our procurement plan. And similarly on the demand side we could look at historical demand data and try to extrapolate demand into the future, converting that to forecast production requirements and backwards into procurement and logistics requirement. So these are some of the examples where predictive modelings can help us our resource, it can help us in better planning the activities, and therefore we will be in a better situation to deliver as per the requirement and deliver at the low cost. So this is the use of predictive modeling in the supply chain activities, and in the next class we will see that how some of the models can help us in reducing the uncertainties where we are talking of predictive modeling. So how some of the models can help us in reducing the uncertainties related to our future activities. Thank you very much.